G'day guys, welcome to the first 3 months of our Etsy print on demand income report. I'm excited to share with you because I think it's really interesting to see someone who's going through it at the same time as you are. If you're at the start of your journey, then you'll be able to see how much money or how little money we made in the first month. So I want to be really clear that I did used to have an Etsy handmade business, so I do definitely think that helped with the SEO, which is such a massive part on Etsy getting found. So first off, if you're new here, 7 days of money, so making money every day. Definitely this is occurring with print on demand now in our 4th month. The other things I want to talk about in this channel is Etsy, Canva. I've got some Canva designs, t-shirt designs that I want to share with you so that you can create them yourselves. And YouTube tips. This is actually my 2nd channel. I have another channel which is motherhood and lifestyle. So first off, when I started print on demand, we started off with Printify and we very quickly changed just because of the cost of the items, especially for us here in Australia. It was just too expensive and it was just pricing us out of the market. So we now solely use Printify. However, I do have a couple of mugs on Printify just because I like the black handles. Okay, so our first month. So within the first 3 hours of setting up our stall, it was shut down, and this is just a safety measure by Etsy. I've got a whole nother video on it explaining how to get yourself out of that if that's occurred to you. I read a lot of forums that said, oh, you've got copyrighted material. No, it's just a safety measure Etsy has so that when these stores are opening up, and I believe especially because of print on demand, where you're integrating, I was integrating with Printful, that it just stopped, it deactivated. I sent an email and within a week it was back up and running again. So we opened our shop on the 2nd. It was then shut down until next Thursday, but our first sale came on the 21st of January. So the 21st of January. So that was 20 days since we opened our shop. And yes, it had been shut in that period, but it took a while to get going. But just remember, this is what we say a lot in our house is the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise is the one that wins, and we are treating this print on demand like a marathon. So on this page here, you can see in the first month, there were 254 visits. We got 4 orders. The conversion rate was 1.6%, and US dollars, it was $75.96. And we have our stall set in US dollars, even though we're in Australia. Okay, so what actually sold? So I decided to share some niches. I've kept them broad, but it gives you an idea. So Valentine's Day, pandemic, as well as a wedding item. So 3 mugs and a Gildan 64,000, which is a t-shirt. So our goal for January was to do 200 listings and we smashed them out. But even with that, 200 listings, we got 4 sales for the month. The reason we were really keen to do the 200 listings was I'm not a graphic designer, my husband is not, and we just needed to learn the skills. We needed to learn what fonts go well together, what graphics we could use, what people wanted to buy. I mean, we need to create stuff that people love so that they will spend the money. So in the first month, the goal was 200 listings. We got to that. Our Etsy account was deactivated, which I just mentioned, and we got an annual subscription of Canva Pro. Now we used the 30 free days and smashed out as many designs as what we could, and just by being able to make it transparent, when you click out, it was worth the annual membership for us. And you know what? It's a tax deduction. I also feel for us, it was a real mindset thing. This is going to be a long-term business for us. And so startup costs for a business does cost you. This business we're hoping will turn into more than just a side hustle. It will end up paying for what would be a day of work for us. So here's the income and expenses. And I wanted to share this with you. So production wise, so that's the mug, $3.76, shipping $7.50. So US dollars was $11.26. So for all of these, we always aim to have $5 US profit. That's minus fees, minus relisting fees, shipping, production, all that's taken out. We wanted at least $5 US. So that's a mug, that's a mug. And then here was a larger mug. The production cost was $4.89, so it was the 15-ounce mug, and then it was shipping, and it had to ship from America to Australia, so we paid $15. I don't like to price items low, so we still did make a profit on it. My technique was to price what I thought it was worth. Then the last thing down the bottom here is production cost for that Gildan, shipping, and tax. So that was something I had to fix up. If you haven't looked at that, if you're getting double taxed, we get taxed in Etsy, and I just had to fill out a form in Printify so that we weren't getting taxed there as well. So all up, those costs were $53.87. And so just minusing, very simple, that's $22.09. So then we're on to February. So views 569, we got 15 orders, conversion rate was 2.6, and the revenue was $378.85. And so that's really good for the second month. We were really happy with that. So what niches? Humor, the pandemic, weddings, and occupations. And occupations was the beginning of a gold mine, I suppose I would say. This is the area where we are making the most money, is particular occupation shirts. And the great thing about it is it's evergreen. So people are always wanting to buy those shirts. So they have just been consistent sales. So the Bella canvas, we sold 7 of those, 5 mugs. We sold a couple of sweatshirts, as well as the Gildan 64,000. So our goal for February was to do 28 listings, and we were going to do 1 a day, just so that we were consistent with Etsy and putting up something each day, but that we weren't overwhelming ourselves. We ended up doing a lot more than 28 listings, and we started selling sweatshirts. And the thing that really helped us there is when you're searching for the SEO, you see other shops that are in your same niche. So I went and checked out what they'd sold recently, and they were selling sweatshirts. So I put our design on some sweatshirts, and we've started selling sweatshirts. The thing I didn't realize was, I thought, because I'm in Australia, I thought, oh, winter's over in America, it won't be that hot. So I didn't really realize people were still wanting the sweatshirts. So since we've added sweatshirts in, we've been selling those. Etsy offsite ads. Now I think this occurred because our shop was to start off with in US dollars, and then we put it into Australian dollars because we thought this is going really well, we're making sales, it could save us another fee, so we went back to Australian. But then with the conversion, things were going too high. So instead of costing $23.99 for a Bella canvas, it went up to like over $25, and we went $25.84 or whatever. It was a random number. You could just tell it looked odd. It didn't look like $23.99. So then we changed it back again. Anyway, with these changes, I think the offsite ads got turned back on again. And so we made a sale. Yay! It was a really odd sale because it was not a t-shirt that had shown any interest. Anyway, we sold it, and fees wise, Australian dollars, we paid $3.88. So at the moment, Australia's like 75 cents to US dollars is $1. So as you can see there, Etsy offsite fees cost a bit, and we weren't making a lot, so that really cut into our profit for that t-shirt. So we have got it completely turned off now. So many people ask about gift messaging, and I just wanted to bring this up because we do not offer it. I read in a couple of groups that people had put it in the last name or in the second address. I gave it a try with a customer, and instead of the mug going out in 2 days, it sat there, and other mugs from there went out, and I thought, what's going on here? Anyway, I spoke to Printify. They were really helpful and said, look, it's still within the time frame. And then it was cancelled, and I had to put through the listing again. So just be really careful with that. So that's just a bit of a heads up there. We have ours turned off, but people will still send you a message or a little note to seller where it has, dear blah, 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 love, da-da-da. And I have put in the last name for America. I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try over there and see what happens. And it went through. I haven't had any problems, but it's not something I'm going to do regularly. If someone asks me, I just say we don't do gift messages. The print providers can't do that, but I can share with you the shipping so that you can keep an eye on it so that you know when it's arrived. So for this month, Printify costs were $295.24. Etsy fees were $54. Etsy payments were $363.64. So just there, it was $14.40 US dollars. Now the Printify costs are more expensive because we did buy some samples to use in mock-ups and to wear. So March, so this is just our 3rd month. In March, we had 51 orders. Like, I'm just blown away. Slowly growing, like I said, the tortoise versus the hare. it's the last quarter of the year that everyone talks about when there is so many sales. So we're just building up to that, hopefully. So we've got 51 orders, 1,494 visits. Conversion rate was 3.4%. So revenue wise was $1,345.40. Okay, so what niches? So number one by far was the occupation niche, pandemic, wedding, inspirational, and parenting. So the items that sold were the Bellas, we sold 29 of those. The mugs, we sold 9 of those, and we also got the enamel mugs. That's what that E is for. So the campfire mugs, we sold 1 of those. We sold 8 of the sweatshirts, and then we started to get into tank tops. We had tank tops available back in January, but they hadn't sold. So this is the next level 6733, and we sold 2 of those. And then we sold 1 of the Gildens. It's not a massive one we do. I tend to do the Bellas, but for specific male t-shirts, hubby actually prefers the Gildan 64,000, so we do offer it. And we sold a tote bag. So that's a bit random, isn't it? Like I said, I was looking at the other people in the niche and what were they selling, and they had some tote bags. So I thought, I'll put the designs on a tote bag and see how we go. And that's on Printify, and the review we got, they were so happy with the tote bag. So that's awesome. I haven't bought a sample of it, so I don't know what it looks like, but that customer that bought that tote bag is really happy. So the goal was to be more specific in March. So we created designs around the niches that were selling. So for that occupation, we made another 10 different designs for that occupation, or I put it on a tote bag, a sweatshirt, tank top, as well as a Bella. So just kind of spread ourselves out in that particular niche because we knew it was selling, and the theory being the more real estate we've got on that front page. So for March, income and expenses, so Printify costs was $791.89. Etsy fees were $195.45. Etsy payments were $1,253.65. So if you've got any questions, leave them down below. I'm going to be doing our results from April. I'm excited to share that in the first week of April so that you can see what we've learned during that month, and I just hope it helps you to make some money for you and your family. Take care. Bye.